Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have been absent on here for a couple of weeks and I do apologise for that, for anyone who cares. Actually, it's been over a month. Soz about that. But I am back now and I'm ready to film and create and chat and just have a bit of fun. I actually went away for a week to Morocco for work, and then when I got back, I was hit by the plague. Me and Shamari both were. We were super ill to the point where I just didn't have energy to do anything. So I didn't do anything. And you know how it is, sometimes you just need to know when to stop, take a step back and just take care of yourself. So that's exactly what I did. I am so super grateful to have my health back, because I feel when you're ill, that's when you really realise how we take health for granted. Like breathing through your nose and all that shit. You don't realise how important that is until you can't do it. So I'm so grateful to be okay again, and I am ready. I'm so ready to just be productive and get shit done. So that's what we're gonna do. Also, I need to go back to the gym. The gym is actually one of my happy places. It's not a place I usually need to drag myself to, but since I got back from Morocco, I just have not wanted to go. And I'm okay, I'm still alive, so. Anyway, so I just thought I would give you a little update as to where I've been and why I haven't been filming, and I'm sure nobody even gives a damn. Let's just crack on with today's video. Today I am going to be discussing a few things that have been on my mind lately to do with goals, achievements, and also I do want to have a little chat about manifestation. Where shall we begin? I was actually going to start this video with a few little inspirational quotes that got my ticker going. When I was ill, I had a lot of time on my hands, you know, as you do, scrolling the gram, seeing all the motivational and uplifting quotes. I love a quote. If you know me, you know, it's all I ever post on my Instagram story, a positive quote. I feel like it can really change your perspective on life. A good positive quote can just flip that frown upside down, you know? Yeah, I was going to share some of the posts that got me thinking, but I can't find them anymore, so I'm not going to do that. But all they were really about was not forgetting how far you've come in life. Now, I am so far from where I ultimately want to be in life, but I am also so okay with that. It might sound cheesy or whatever, but I truly am just trusting the process. I know that everything will work out as it's supposed to. So I'm just trying to keep my head down and work hard towards all my goals and dreams. I really do try not to stress too much about life, which is a lot easier said than done. And believe me, I have days sometimes when I stress the hell out. But personally, I really do think that if you have a huge goal or dream that you want to achieve, then you might spend a good section of your life trying to make that goal or dream happen. So if the journey to making that dream a reality is a miserable one, is the goal even worth it? I don't know. I personally just think if I'm gonna spend 10 plus years trying to get to where I wanna be in life, but spend those 10 years unhappy, it's not worth it, is it? I really do believe that the journey is just as important as the ultimate goal. So really, we've just got to live, we've got to learn, we've got to love, and just have a fabulous time, really. I am actually the kind of person that once I've achieved something or reached a goal, I don't really tend to stop to think about it. I kind of just move on to the next. I'm like, okay, cool, done that, great. but where do I go from here? What's next? That kind of thing. And I don't necessarily think that that's a bad thing, but I just don't really stop to give myself, I guess, to give myself a pat on the back or celebrate any kind of achievement, no matter how big or small. So as I said, when I was poorly, I was doing a lot of thinking, and I started thinking about me when I was a little girl, little wee baby Becky. I was always full of so many hopes and dreams, and believe me, I was a dreamer. I mean, I still am. And honestly, if I could go back and tell little baby Becky that she would go on to experience half the things that I have experienced so far in my life, she probably would have peed herself. Or vomited. Story time. When I was a child, I was desperate for a dog. Who wasn't? And I also used to have many tantrums. Oh, how embarrassing. But yeah, so basically a deal was made. If I could go 1 whole month without any tantrums, I could have a puppy. And I was so desperate for a dog that there was no way I was gonna lose that bet. So, put a little calendar on my wall, cross the days off as they passed, and what happened? I was an absolute angel for a whole month, and I got a puppy. But the point of the story was, I was so excited to get this puppy. We drove for hours to pick the puppy up. When we got there, I got out of the car, I had to sit down on the floor. I nearly fainted and I threw up because I was getting a puppy, man. I was excited. So yeah, I really am sidetracking, but if you were to tell baby Becky exciting news, she would have thrown up. But anyway, back to the video. So yeah, I was just thinking about some of the things that I have achieved and some of the things that I have done in my life now at this age don't seem like a big deal at all. But once upon a time, for little me, it was all I could think about. I really was so shy and unconfident as a kid, and I had no self-belief at all. I mean, my mom would say I still don't, because I don't all the time. I don't always believe in myself, but I really didn't ever believe that I was good enough to do anything that I wanted to do. And there are some things in my life that I dreamt of doing. It was, as I said, all I could think about. And I've done so many of those things. For example, when I was younger, I dreamt of working at Mac. And I would go to sleep thinking about it and imagining it, and it was all I could talk about, think about. I just really wanted to work at Mac. I was obsessed with makeup. I watched YouTube tutorials all the time. And when I actually worked for Mac, it wasn't a big deal, really. It didn't really seem like a big deal, you know, like the whole novelty wears off. And I loved working for Mac, but I never kind of stepped back to acknowledge that little girl that was so desperate to work in Mac. And that was a dream of mine, and it came true. And there were also things that I've experienced in my life that had never even crossed my mind before. Like, I lived in Africa for almost a year. Like, what the fuck? And I truly am so stupidly grateful for everything. Absolutely everything that I've experienced in my life up until this point. The good and the bad, because everything that I've experienced and everything that I've done has shaped me into the person I am today. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like who I am and who I'm becoming. And believe me, I know I have so much more to learn and so much more to live, but that just fills me with excitement. I've got so much ahead of me. And I think I'm going off track a little bit, but I basically just wanted to sit down today and have a little chat and remind anyone that needs to be reminded that while working hard every single day towards your goals and towards your dreams is so important and incredible, we also shouldn't forget to acknowledge how far we've come. Acknowledge the little steps we've made to get to this point. And I think so many of us, well, I mean, I do anyway, spend so much time thinking about what's next, what do I do now, that we forget to actually sit back and acknowledge everything we've done. We spend so much time thinking about tomorrow that we forget about today. So really, I just want to urge anyone watching this video right now to take 5 minutes. If that, think about the things that you once dreamed for. The things that you wished for so hard it was all you thought about, that you now either have, or you have done, or have seen, or experienced, anything. No matter how big or small, just take 5 minutes to think about those things and to feel proud of yourself and to give yourself a pat on the back. Moving on from my little inspirational chat, let's talk about manifestation. Now, if you are not familiar with manifesting, or you're not really sure what it is, then a super vague summary for you. It's basically thinking or feeling something that might not yet be happening or might not yet be real. Now, to some people, manifestation is a whole load of rubbish. I'm all for it. I've read The Secret and The Power, and though even for me some things are a little far-fetched, I really do believe in being able to manifest your dreams into reality. Or some people would say speak things into existence. Now, I'm not going to give you like a step-by-step breakdown of what manifesting is because there's so much to it. So if you do want to know more about it, then I would just suggest you go and read a few books, hit up Google, that kind of thing. But it's basically all about love and positivity and the law of attraction, and so say you can talk about things and think about them and feel them and you can bring them to you. Now, that's not to say that you can just say to yourself, I want a car, and then the next day you're gonna pull back the curtains and see a car on your driveway. It doesn't work like that. It's so much deeper and there's so much more to it, but I think that's what some people think manifesting is. They think you just say what you want and you get it. Unfortunately not. But that would be great, wouldn't it? But yeah, there's a whole lot more depth to it. So, as I said, if you want to know more, go do your own research because I'm probably getting it wrong anyway. So, I mentioned earlier that when I was a kid, I was a big dreamer. And like I said, I still am. But I would basically go to bed when I was a kid and I would imagine like things that I wanted. So, I really wanted to go to performing arts college. But when I was a kid, when I was going to bed, I would just imagine myself being at college and imagine living a performer's life, which, by the way, wasn't half as glamorous as I'd imagined it to be. But yeah, this might sound really stupid to some people, but I was thinking the other day, and I realised that some of the bigger things that I've achieved in my life are things that I used to go to bed and imagine when I was a kid. Now, one of the most important steps with manifestation is visualising. So visualizing is you're supposed to picture what you want. You're supposed to imagine that you already have it. And so say you can draw the things that you want to you by visualizing it, by believing it. And I was kind of thinking the other day that when I used to go to bed and imagine that I was at dance college or imagine that I was living in London, because I also used to do that, I think I was low-key kind of subconsciously visualizing my dreams. So I kind of think I was actually manifesting my dreams and they became reality. Like, I spent so many nights before I went to sleep imagining how I would feel when I got accepted to dance college. And I did get accepted to dance college. And I also, it sounds really gay, I was a bit of a geeky kid, but I used to imagine working at Mac. I used to imagine what I would wear and how I would act, and I ended up working at Mac. As I briefly mentioned, I used to imagine what living in London would be like, and I ended up living in London. So a lot of the things that I imagined, or I think now I was kind of visualising, a lot of the things that I visualised came true. And again, this might be a load of rubbish. It really might be. Because I also used to imagine having the absolute dream boyfriend. And while Shamari is a dream, the boy in my dreams was far more handsome, so just kidding. No, honestly though, it sounds really stupid, but I did used to imagine when I honestly thought I was going to be single for my whole life. I think all my family and friends did too, but I did used to. Very embarrassing to admit, but who cares? I'm going to admit. I did used to imagine, I'm sure I'm not the only one, maybe I am. I used to imagine what it would be like, or how my future boyfriend would treat me and the kind of things he would say to me and how happy he would make me. And I kid you not, sometimes Shamari says stuff, I'm like, I imagined you would say that to me. I could have manifested Shamari. No, for real, I mean, there could be a strong possibility that I am just completely chatting out of my arse, because I did also dream that I was going to be on the X Factor, and I did also dream that I was going to be the 6th member of the Saturdays, and that never happened, so you win some, you lose some, hey? No, for real though, to round this up, manifesting will not be for everyone, but it works for me. Even if it is a load of rubbish, it helps to keep me motivated and positive and proactive, so it can't be all bad, hey? But yeah, I am a very spiritual gal anyway, so I'm just gonna keep doing my thing, living my life, you know, trying to turn all my dreams into reality, and I hope you do too. Please do not forget to take a moment this week to think about all the things that you once dreamed of in your life that you have now achieved, and just take a small moment to be proud of yourself. Give yourself a pat on the back. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Share it to any of your family or friends that you think might be interested in watching, and do subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Lastly, I just want to say a huge thank you for watching this video today and spending some time with me, and yeah, thank you so much, and I will see you all very soon. Bye!